I mean, what? Yeah. I have none. I have had none. That's why we're loading on you, baby. You're the newbie. Let's get the cadence here, right?
Yeah.
Let's go do that. We will rock. Queen.
All right, the time is 6:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please? Here.
Here. Della Penna.
Here.
Adamki.
Yeah.
Superkowski.
Here.
Trustee Trejo.
Here.
And Trustee Lanisa. Here.
And we have a quorum. Next, move on to presentation of the prepared agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. We'll move on to Village Board public comment. Anyone wish to provide a comment on a topic or an agenda item may address the Village Board in person during the public comment and public hearing segments of the Village Board agenda. Are there any members of the public here tonight that wish to address the board? Yep, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium, Terry, and just state your name for the record into the microphone.
Please bear with me. I'm going to try to get through this. I've been asking for a way to do presentation without having to read it, but that hasn't come to be true. I'm going to try to do the best I can. Please bear with me. I saw on the agenda that we're going to celebrate the anniversary of a local company, our 70 years anniversary. Unfortunately, what I have not seen is that on July 10th last year, we lost Mary Ann Greikel. Neither the village nor the Lions Club made a mention of it. So I feel that in respect to Mary Ann, I'm going to try to read what I posted on my Facebook page. Am I loud enough? Or?
Yep.
1 year ago, our community lost an outstanding volunteer, leader, motivator, influencer, teacher, and a tremendous inspiration to everybody whose life she touched, including mine. During this last year, I have been reminded of Mary Ann Greikel's impact hundreds of times in so many ways. Just this week at a local park, seeing a buddy bench was yet another reminder of the efforts that Mary Ann led so that people could find they had a friend at times when they felt like nobody cared about them. Mary Ann didn't just know people needed things. She took the time and effort to make sure their needs were addressed. As was spoken almost a year ago, I am sad that Mary Ann is no longer with us. But more than that, I am happy that she touched my life. Mary Ann truly was an unstoppable force of good, because even a year later, I am still inspired by all of the reminders of her service and driven to continue supporting the needs of the community in her place. The best way to honor Mary Ann's life is to ensure that her passion for helping others always remains within our own hearts, and that the work she did continues through our hands. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do know the village has been coordinating with an Eagle Scout to do a project to dedicate adjacent to Village Hall. So the Public Works crew actually just poured a concrete pad earlier today, and we're hoping that that dedication can happen around the Taste this year. So we're excited to have a piece dedicated to her around Village Hall going forward. Is there any other members of the public that wish to address the board at this time? Let the record show none. We'll move on to officers and staff reports. Under my report, we've got a number of things to discuss. First and foremost, I just want to share or preview with the community. We'll be doing a hard launch later on, but unfortunately, not very many people watch our board meetings, so I don't know what that says about society, but there's obviously something more exciting out there. But the Village of Roselle was named for the second year in a row the best place to live by readers of the Daily Herald. So we beat out the likes Elgin, Geneva, Arlington Heights, as well as Bloomingdale. So there wasn't any, geographical rivalry going on there or anything. So we're excited to have that recognition 2 years in a row. So that I think that speaks to we're a small but mighty community in that regard. And the reason we're such a great community is not just because of our residents, but because of our businesses, I think. And we have a number of locally owned, family-owned businesses in this town. I think that brings heart and soul that you just don't get with those kind of anonymous corporate bodies that kind of exist all over the place and communities. And so with that, it's very fitting that today we get to honor the 70th anniversary of Electroflex as a company. And so I'll read the proclamation before inviting up the family as well as a number of employees here to receive it. So whereas Electroflex company is celebrating its 70th anniversary in 2025, and whereas Electroflex was founded in 1955 by Harold Conander Sr. in the Village of Roselle and continues today as a third generation family owned and operated business, and whereas what began in a 5,000 square foot facility has grown over 7 decades into a company spanning 250,000 square feet across 3 Roselle locations, 2 of which are manufacturing sites producing nearly 50 types of flexible electrical conduit, and whereas Electroflex is comprised of a dedicated and close-knit team of sales professionals, customer service representatives, and application engineers, all committed to delivering high-quality products and services, and whereas Electroflex has demonstrated strong community values through its support of initiatives such as the Shop with a Cop program, holiday food drives, the American Cancer Society Walk and Roll, donations to merit, disaster relief efforts, educational events, and numerous other philanthropic causes, too numerous to mention. And whereas Electroflex is a passionate advocate for the electrical industry committed to fostering innovation and sustainability, nurturing emerging talent, and supporting future leaders through involvement with organizations, boards, and committees, including the National Electrical Manufacturers Association and the Empowering Women Mentorship Program. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that we recognize and congratulate Electroflex's company on its 70th anniversary and extend sincere appreciation for its longstanding contributions to our local economy, industry leadership, and community service. So congratulations. Come on up. Let's do the presentation.
All of you guys get up there. Oh, left side of the
Yep.
thing.
Guys, for this distinct honor, Tom. I can't thank you enough for number one, being a partner of us in our business, but also what this community means to us. And being in Roselle for 7 years, it's quite amazing. I'm kind of floored where we started. I mean, we started an old chicken coop on Roselle and Circle back when there was one back there. And now where Pals for Pups is today, that was the old Electroflex. That was our original building on Central Avenue. So from where we were 7 years ago to where we are today, with the help of our shareholders, my sister, and our entire staff, our management team, it's truly a team effort, and I couldn't possibly pick a better village to be than in Roselle. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you. And it was all included in the proclamation, but I think there's a lot of companies we have the pleasure of working with in the village, but not as many go above and beyond, giving back to the community, truly giving, not just in the way they give them recognition, but heartless, just to give back for the sake of giving back, right? For the sake of it and not for the recognition. So we can't thank you enough for that partnership. I think also it's really important to remind people that I think people think we don't have a huge business space. We have a fantastic business space in this town. And the fact that we have manufacturing alive and well and growing right here, not only in the US, but in Illinois and in Roselle, is a fantastic sign that there is things that are still being made in this country. And they're still supplying job sites across the world. And so it's really a point of pride and privilege that we have such a fantastic business in our town. So thank you guys again.
David.
Yes.
I want to say something too, that being in Roselle with a nationally known product, I mean, you're almost like Kleenex. When we used to order cable, we would say we need Electroflex cable. Let's get 100 feet of it. So we built machines based on your product even before I even knew you were here. But it's amazing to have that kind of recognition in a small town like ours. Thank you for being here.
And if you guys would like to go have other celebrations and whatnot, by all means, you're not held captive for the rest of the board meeting. So, but the other thing I had under my report is just for the board to provide direction on increasing our number of Class I liquor licenses from 8 to 9 to accommodate the opening of Cubano Brothers on Irving Park Road. They operate another location, and so this is their second. They've been in business for quite some time. So hopefully some of you have been able to make it there for their opening day. But want to make sure that that is something the board has consent on. So is there any objection to that?
No.
All right, no objection. Duly noted. We'll give them that feedback and kind of move forward with the formal approval of that later on. Other than that, that is all I have under my report tonight. Is there any village trustees that have a report tonight? Yes, trustee Trejo.
Yeah, so real quick, just want to congratulate all the Roselle Racer swim team at their Conference B meet this past Saturday and wish them good luck and Conference A meet this weekend on Saturday.
Great. Congratulations and best of luck to them. Any other trustee reports tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to village clerk. Village attorney.
No report.
Village administrator. We'll continue on to unfinished business. First, we have the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine, procedural, informational, self-explanatory, non-controversial in nature, and will be enacted in one motion. There'll be no discussion of these items unless removed from the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda tonight? The record show none. Tonight, we have presentation approval of the village board minutes of June 23rd, 2025. Adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for design engineering services for the Devlin wastewater treatment plant secondary feed between the village of Roselle and ComEd in the amount of $40,000. Adopt a resolution authorizing the village administrator to sign the notice of award to John Burns Construction, a contract for the Boderman STP Biological Nutrient Removal Upgrade Project. Adopt a resolution authorizing the village administrator to sign an agreement for the Boderman STP Biological Nutrient Removal Upgrades Project between the village of Roselle and John Burns Construction. Pass an ordinance to declare surplus certain personal property of the village of Roselle. Pass an ordinance amending Chapter 20 of the Code of Ordinance of the village of Roselle, Illinois. And that is all. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, when you have a chance, a roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. And that motion carries. We'll move on to development and engineering services. Trustee Forsythe.
Thank you, Mayor Pileski. I would like to move to pass an ordinance granting a special use for the property commonly known as 101 Picton Road, Roselle, Illinois.
Second.
Is there any discussion on this item? See none, could we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 That motion carries.
I would like to move to pass an ordinance granting a special use for the property commonly known as 1291 West Bryn Mawr Avenue, Roselle, Illinois.
Second.
Is there any discussion on this item? You know, I got a hoot out of the fact, oh, not this one yet. Yeah, that is this one. Oh, and my phone thinks I'm talking to it. That we're adding miniature golf across the street from where we used to have miniature golf inside, but other than that.
On the second floor.
On the second floor, so it's a little bit different. Instead of it being in the basement, now it's on the second floor, so I guess it's a little bit different. You're right. Could we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 All right, and that motion carries.
I'd like to move to pass an ordinance granting a zoning variation for the property commonly known as 15 West Granville Avenue, Roselle, Illinois.
Second.
Any discussion on this item? See none, could we have a roll call?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye. That motion carries.
And lastly, I would like to move to pass an ordinance granting a zoning variation for the property commonly known as 5 Terry Drive, Unit B, Roselle, Illinois.
Second.
Any discussion on this item?
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, absolutely.
There was one dissenting vote on this, I think, Karen. Was it density of parking? What was it gonna be? Because that's really tight, that whole area is very tight.
It was mostly about, because the property is a corner lot and this would be adjacent to the front of the house. It was just, aesthetic concerns. He was just not in favor of the variation at all. He didn't want any parking spaces in front of the home that can be seen from the street.
And
That
that's-
was his opinion.
That's kind of unique in that area that they would be parking. I mean, she couldn't use her garage because she's using it of her house,
Mhm.
storage. But that applies to a lot of places in Roselle,
Yes.
you know, so you don't feel that that's going to be a negative impact for the community?
No, she's already talked about, landscaping that she's gonna add around, the parking space, to screen it as much as possible from the street.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 That motion carries.
And that is all I have for tonight.
Thank you. We have nothing under administration, fire, police, but public works. Trustee Delapenna.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution improving and authorizing the payment to Badger Meter, Inc. for the purchase of water meters in the amount not to exceed $125,000.
Okay.
Oh, close one. Any discussion on that one? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
Hey,
Aye.
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 That motion carries. Moving on to finance, trustee Lanisa.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would like to make a motion to approve the accounts payable list for July 14th, 2025 in the amount of $2,612,911.36.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 That motion carries.
I would also like to make a motion to accept the fiscal year 2024 annual comprehensive financial report. This was the report that was given to us all at our last meeting.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on this? And the delay was purely because we didn't have the final pension report from the final fund from the state of Illinois, which was issued subsequently, so now we can move forward. So there's no other questions. Good presentation overall, and nice to know we're in the 1% club of municipalities across the United States, so we'll keep it up. Can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 That motion carries. That concludes all of our unfinished business. We have no new business tonight on the agenda. There's a second opportunity for public comment. Is there any member of the public that wishes to address the board at this time? The record show none. Is there any other business for discussion only from the board? Seeing none, I'd like to entertain a motion to convene executive session for the purpose of discussing real property. No final action will be taken, and we'll be adjourning from executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Could I have a roll call, please?
Aye.
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 Aye.